Let's go down to Coral Gables. We have Azubi Charles. Much like Blake Alderman, he is on site at Miami. Azubi, it's a 5-star weekend. Tristen Keys is on campus. What's the latest on a potential LSU flip target?
Yeah, I really do love where Miami stands with Tristen Keys, and a lot of people around campus, feel really good about where they stand with him as well too. This weekend was his third time down here. This calendar year took 2 visits during the spring, and then this official visit, and this was his first official visit. So Miami made a really really good impression. And one interesting thing that I think he said was he's just waiting to find that program where his heart and his mind align, and that's where he's going to go. Obviously, he has that pledge to LSU, but Miami's doing what they have to do to keep their name in the mix. And I think this weekend was another step in the right direction as they continue to chip away. But I think this recruitment's far from over. Hurricanes really really value Tristen Keys, and this weekend they showed him that and some. So I think Miami's in a really good spot with him heading out.
Yeah. And it just has felt like momentum's been building with Tristen Keys really ever since the commitment of Jackson Cantwell. It made all things Miami recruiting look possible after landing Jackson Cantwell. So I can't wait to see what Tristen Keys has to say as he departs his visit. Another big name on campus is Lamar Brown, defensive lineman, 5-star prospect. Lamar Brown, the experts think he's trending towards LSU, but what's Miami got to say about that?
Yeah, they're trying to take him out of SEC country. And, in the middle of his visit, he actually tweeted, "Man, you guys got to stop sleeping on Miami, my recruitment." And hey, it's coming from him, not from us. So he's loving what he's seen. He's another guy that took a visit in the spring, and that kind of pushed his interest level in the Hurricanes. And then this official visit was just like, I wouldn't say the cherry on top because he hasn't committed yet, but it was pretty darn close to that with him just being wowed by all that he saw in Coral Gables. And hey, that staff is prioritizing him as much as anyone in that 2026 class. They already have the number 1 tackle in the country. They're looking to secure the number 1 athlete in the country as well. So another big-time prospect that was down there in Coral Gables. I think the Canes made some good movements on this weekend.
Then we come to running back Derek Cooper. From Miami, Derek Cooper, though, looking at all these other schools, what does Miami have to do to keep him home?
Yeah, it's gonna take a lot, but they're willing to do whatever it takes to keep him home. Obviously, they have a current running back committed in that 2026 class, Javian Mallory. But hey, they made it clear. They said, Derek, we want you and Javian to be, the guys down there in Coral Gables. Keep that South Florida swag in the backfield. And they're preaching to him just that, you don't have to go anywhere to be a superstar. You can do it in your backyard. And he's listening, obviously, but it's going to be a tough battle to keep him home with the likes of Georgia, Ohio State, Auburn, and a lot of teams pushing for him. But like I said with these other guys, this 5-star weekend was a big push for the Canes, and they showed him, everything and more.
All right. Miami surging into that number 7 spot in the top 10 rankings after landing Jackson Cantwell. Who else this weekend, though, are you feeling like Miami made a move with?
Yeah, I'm going to go with a guy committed to a Big Ten program, Michigan, and that is 4-star cornerback Brody Jennings. He absolutely raved about his time in Coral Gables. He said it's going to be hard for any school to top his experience down there in Miami this weekend, and obviously he's committed to Michigan, but he has a few ties to the University of Miami. His older brother played football here, and his sister currently runs track here. And he was probably the most excited prospect that I spoke with coming out of that visit. And he says Miami's in a really, really great spot, and he can see himself succeeding on and off the field here. So excited. He's the guy I'd say I'm most excited about. Coming out of this weekend for sure.
All right, Azubi Charles of Cane Sport. He's on site reporting for us. Big news coming out of Coral Gables today. You guys go find the rest on Cane Sport. Azubi Charles, thank you.